Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Rundown episode 170. Hopefully, you'll see this episode earlier than you saw the last one. Because the last one basically came out at the Clash of Champions, so it was pretty much null and void because my computer kind of sucks when it comes to editing videos lately. But I'm Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with
James, the He-Man Hebert. I got a cat. His name is George.
Get the Views Up.
George!
Well,
Oh, get the views up. Yeah. Stare in the camera. There you go.
it's something. But yeah, we have a loaded rundown. We're gonna review NXT from last week, and we're also gonna review Clash of Champions. At least me and Chris are, anyways.
I'll give my quick thoughts because I've heard the.
I've
heard the talk.
I haven't seen the main event, but so don't spoil it because
I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'll from what was told, like just in general, this show was dumb.
My perspective, I'll just say real quick and then we'll move on. It was bad, but it wasn't bad like where they did. I mean, they did some booking.
It was boring. It was boring and convoluted. That's what I got out of that.
Yeah, like it was like boring. So it's not like Battleground 2017 level bad. It's just bad that it's boring. Like literally, like I think the writers when they came up with this show, like just kind of showed up at the office and like I would recommend this show to someone that has insomnia because this show will put people to sleep.
Jeez.
So there you go. But we'll get more into that later. Like I shut off the show by the WWE title match, because the ending pissed me off. But
I heard the end of that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Is there even a point of watching the main event though? Like it again, like I made it a point. It's like you had like some good matches between SmackDown, Raw, and Clash. Not that I've seen it. You may have had like, I don't know, 25% of those 9 hours be good. So that's like an hour and 20 minutes tops.
Yeah. I don't know.
And the rest of it is just pure garbage. And like, hold on, because I guess the cat is meowing like a pain in the butt.
You knew that was going to happen. I'll say one thing about, because, I want to say it now because with me and Chris on it, it's going to lead to debate and I don't want to waste time. I didn't really like the way the Roman Reigns and Rowan match was booked. Chris says, like, Roman Reigns got, like, no offense on, and he's saying, like, that they're trying to build up Eric Rowan, but, like, it's not believable at all that Roman Reigns can't get zero offense in on this guy.
And I heard he was great. I heard it was probably the best match he's had in his entire career. The problem is, he's been the guy in the sheet mask that no one could take seriously, and now you're all of a sudden elevating him to the fucking moon. What?
I have a problem with... I liked Harper's return, but I have a problem with it. So the whole reason he's taking out Roman Reigns is so he can be his own man. What is he in now? A tag team. Like, that doesn't... And Chris is saying, he's a heel, he is allowed to lie, but, like, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of this storyline. Like...
So he wanted to be his own man, split from Bryan, only to join back with his Bludgeon Brothers teammate?
Yeah.
Like, the fuck?
It's stupid.
Why didn't you just have Harper in the group to begin with?
Yeah. That's what...
And then turn on Bryan and Roman.
Yeah, exactly. But that's all I'll say. That's all we're gonna say right now about Clash of Champions. I'll give my letter grade when I see.
I'll say this much because there is some stuff I want to say because I normally don't comment on the main roster, but I think it needs to be brought up because I don't think people. I'm not even talking about because of my personal things which everybody knows about. Okay, and I've made it very clear that I hate this fucking product on Raw and SmackDown. I fucking hate it. But logistically, from a time standpoint, they absolutely suck. And it's just a fact. You look at the time that they've been given over the last 3 days. You had, what was it? How many hours? Like 4 hours on Sunday, 3 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Tuesday. That's 9 hours in total. And like, not even maybe a quarter or a little bit less was worthwhile, and the rest of it absolutely fucking sucked.
Yeah.
They're not maximizing their time. They're not at all. So logistically, that means that they actually do suck. That's not an opinion at that point. That is legit a fact. You could look at how horrible that this company's been booking lately. I mean, what the fuck? What was the point of Cedric Alexander's push? Only to fucking bury him. What was the point of Sasha turning face? Only to bury her. The fuck was all this? Like, what was the point of half of the stuff that you did? Why are you turning Roman into a pussy now?
Yeah.
Because of this fucking monster. Why is Strowman looking like a bitch in the opening tag match and looking like a dumb idiot again?
Yep.
And I haven't even watched the show. It's the same goddamn shtick. Rinse, repeat, week after week, month after month, year after year. And now people are starting to open their fucking eyes and see there are so many better things that I could be doing with my time. If you are not maximizing your time, I don't care what it is. It could be as short as 2 hours. It could be as much as WWE had this week, and it could be 9. If you have other companies like New Japan that maximize their time, do it well. Ring of Honor, maximize their time, do it well. Impact Wrestling, maximizing their time and doing it well. You are doing something wrong.
Yep.
Look at AEW. They maximize their time completely. From the opening match on the pre-show to All Out, to the final match of All Out, they maximized their time wonderfully.
Absolutely.
Some things you could have rearranged better, but at the end of the day, it wasn't boring.
Not at all.
That's a bad thing. You got so much great wrestling that for WWE to be producing the same old tired shtick over and over again, when literally their own backyard is going to be maximizing their time better this week and that they did last week.
Yep.
Okay? That's a bad sign for Raw and SmackDown. That's not good.
Not at all.
And you wonder why people don't go to these shows. You wonder why people don't care. Because you're not maximizing your time. You're not putting your best foot forward, and you're not putting your best effort. And it fucking shows. And this is why nothing's changed. Like I said it was going to be. Everyone's worried about NXT for that reason. I'm not, because Triple H seems to have full control of this. You could look at the USA and WWE Network 2-hour card to know that.
Yeah.
With SmackDown and Raw, they're not booking to have the best show possible. They're booking the show to be like, how do I not piss off Vince McMahon today?
Yep.
Nothing's changed! And we said this! We said this, and it's still not going to change. This draft isn't going to mean shit. I'm going to be watching the goddamn draft. I don't want to watch the draft. But I'm going to because I already gave my word. But I don't care. Oh, they're bringing in Fox executives and USA executives. Why? I don't care. Why should I? Who could possibly care now? You've beaten this to death with the wild card rule. Who could care now? And by the way, to the schmucks in Fox and USA that think, oh, this is going to be a great idea if we have guys on our show to pick certain guys that they want. Yeah. And I guarantee you, they have no idea about how wrestling works. They have no idea about how Vince McMahon works. And by the end of the day, the minute they finish this roster, it's not even going to last 6 months in.
I'm surprised you're giving it 6. I'm giving it 5.
It's not going to last. It's not going to last.
No.
So don't, blame us when we fucking told you so. Because we told you so. This is not gonna last.
Yeah.
This is like ridiculous, man. I've never seen. I thought Impact was bad, but Impact 2010 may have actually been better than WWE is now. Because granted, it was shit, but at least there was at least something going on.
I'll just say this.
Fuck.
I've never been so bored in my life watching professional wrestling, and as I have been, and I'm not like think about it. I'm not even any rush to finish this. I'm only have one more match, and I don't even want to finish it. Like
It's not even professional wrestling because, as we said, look at All Out.
Yeah.
Look at how these other wrestling companies are producing better content. You go to WWE and it's just like fucking boring. It's so boring. I pray that the rumors are true and Cesaro goes to NXT. Honest to God. And everyone's like, well, what about guys that you said you liked as champion? What about Kofi Kingston? What about Becky Lynch? What about Seth Rollins? You cheered for these guys. Listen, I figured this out. It's not that we don't care about the athletes, because we do. The problem is we're fighting and kicking and fucking screaming for them to be fucking booked correctly, for them ultimately not to be. And so we lose interest and we don't care anymore. Because we hate the fucking product that we watch. That's why we don't give a shit anymore. So I'd much rather, and everyone's like, well, NXT is a C show. I'd much rather have Cesaro go to NXT and become the NXT champion and finally be considered a world championship material guy over on a show that I like than a show I absolutely hate.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to hate it later. Because they put this shit so boring. It's so incredibly dull. It's so cookie cutter. That's why no one cares. That's why people, bugger off after WrestleMania, bugger off after SummerSlam. They don't care. Once their guy gets over, they're like, well, it was fun while it lasted.
Yep. Well, I said this in the All Out review. We didn't have to kick and scream. They just put Chris Jericho over, and it was the right thing to do. We didn't have to kick.
We didn't have to kick and scream for for shit to go the way it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
For the first time in ages, other than maybe an NXT show, I felt like a fucking fan again. I didn't have to be a critic.
Yeah.
Because they were doing the shit correctly. Now, I'm sure that's going to be up for debate, and people are entitled to their own opinion with that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're not maximizing their time, and I think it's exciting, and I think it's good. In NXT, when they go and compete with AEW, I'm going to enjoy that too. I feel like a kid again, because these two pieces of wrestling know how to maximize their time. They know how to book their characters in a win or lose situation, and everybody gets over, and everybody's doing something, and it's not convoluted. It's not boring or dull.
Yes.
It's just nice, and it's exciting, and I like it. I could just sit back and be like, that's cool. Yay! Boo! And be a fan.
Let's be a fan right now and review NXT.
Yeah, exactly. In conclusion to the abysmal pay-per-view that was Clash of Champions, both of these middle fingers.
That'd be grade the show, but you can't grade what you didn't see. So,
I can still grade it an F.
Sure.
I mean, maybe not an F, but like a D probably.
Yeah. What would you give it, like a percentage?
I can only go by what I heard, so if I'm gonna be fair, I'd say D plus C minus range, so between 69 and 71%. So it wasn't like an all-out fail, but it was still nothing
You're grading it better than me, but then again, you know what happens in the main event, and I don't, so that's why. So far, I'm going.
That might change your grade a little bit once you see
Yeah.
the main event. I didn't
Let's get
see
the
the main
NXT.
event, but I heard about it. It sounded pretty good. So
Let's get to the NXT for this week.
yeah,
This is a bit of a sad episode because it's kind of like the end of an era in a sense. Like it's the last time we're gonna see an hour NXT in this format. Even though like we know like it's not gonna change, but like the way NXT is gonna be done is gonna be different now. So it's kind of like the last.
I don't think it will be too different. It's just gonna
Yeah.
add an extra hour. I'm not too worried about it.
So we had the commentary team of Beth Phoenix, Morgan Nile, and Nigel McGuinness. Which I don't know if you heard, Nigel McGuinness is fully going to be just NXT and NXT UK now. He's no longer doing you heard about that, right? He's not doing 205 anymore. Because NXT
Can't complain.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense because I think he wouldn't be able to travel like to 205 on Fridays and then NXT on Wednesdays. That's way too much for him to travel. So.
Yeah, I don't blame him at all.
Yeah. First thing that happens is Rhea Ripley arrives. She arrives like in a big SUV.
That was awesome.
She just looked like a badass.
It was just like it was just the only thing that would have been better is just the crowd, and that's what I'm gonna like about NXT, because if the crowd was like, especially this version that they're gonna be doing live, because the minute she stepped in, I could hear a crowd go, yeah, because it's just like you see her and they pan up to her and her I don't give a shit, I'm about to fuck somebody's day up expression. It's like a star, like she carries herself like a star. She carries herself like a wrestler going in there to get shit done.
Yeah.
Like, I love this little vignette that they did right before the signature. Great. Fantastic.
Awesome, yeah.
Thumbs up.
So simple, it works. So,
No, with WWE, they would have had some fucking like Joe Schmo interviewer come in and be like, Rhea, what are you planning on doing tonight? And then she would have given a scripted response, like something like that, something that's so natural. She's gonna they're gonna kill. She would have been like, I'm gonna rip Shayna apart, but she'll say it like 50 million more times, and then you're gonna be like, oh god, I'm getting sick of this. But she didn't say it. She didn't have to say it. She just stood there and walked into Full Sail University. That's all she did. That's all she did. Main roster, they would have fucked this up day one.
Maybe we'll play the game. We'll say what NXT actually did on this show, and you could say what the main roster does. So I want to do that. Okay.
Perfect.
Damian Priest. We had the first match on the show was Damian Priest versus Boa.
Everyone was like, the crowd was dead. I don't think people realize they taped their show. So I think, what was the main event of last NXT? I forget.
The NXT title match between Cole and Miles.
Yeah, see, that's what it's following off of. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I don't know if they taped that.
They definitely did. They definitely did. You know how you could tell? Because it's still the same crowd that was there the week prior.
Yeah, but I don't know if they...
Same guy with the bald head, same guy with the freaking Macho Man t-shirt doing dances. Like, you could tell it was the same crowd and nobody moved their place.
Yeah.
Like, same crowd. And the same kid with the Johnny Gargano t-shirt that held up that sign in this episode. Like, it was the same crowd. So they just saw this NXT title match. So now they're seeing Damian Priest having a squash.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what this was. And I felt bad because, who was the guy that fought him?
Boa.
He looked like a star in his own right. I wish they actually had more of a competitive match. I know you don't want to make Damian look weak, but it's like they're trying to be like, well, he has a height advantage to him. I'm like, yeah, but he ain't got much of him. Like, this guy looked pretty big, and the guy looked like he was athletic. He knew what he was doing. He was crisp with his kicks. He looked really good for the short time he was good. I wish we could have had a competitive match with these guys.
Same.
But
yeah, this match though, nice squash. Damian Priest hits the Cyclone boot into the record in for the win. Makes sense for Damian Priest to win, and he gains momentum. So, talk about what your thoughts on the segment was, and why don't you say what the main roster would have done if they would.
Well, I like, first off, obviously I like his entrance where I hope one day they actually give him like one of those like plunger arrows that like plunges like, and it's like an LED kind of thing where like he puts it right onto the LED and then the whole thing lights a flame with dark flame saying Damian Priest.
That's probably
gonna
be a
do that one day.
And that will probably be a takeover entrance.
Probably, yeah. And I love how like there's Damian Priest above him when he points up to it. I like that. That was cool. God, the freaking women in that crowd love them. Yeah. You hear the freaking squeals.
Yep.
Like, this is what. So the funny thing is, I'll tell you what the main roster would have done. You're just copying Corbin. They would have wanted this gimmick on Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
It was like, fuck you. We're not going to use you. You're enhancement talent now.
Well, Baron Corbin
but that's my gimmick. I don't care. Go.
Baron Corbin would have technically did have this gimmick. It's just that he's doing it a lot better. So,
dude, he did. But the funny thing is like, he looks like a freaking. He has the actual hair that wouldn't go away. One, and he wouldn't be balding, and two, it's like the girls actually like him.
Yeah,
you could hear it in the crowd. There were actual squeals going on. Nuts. But yeah, there you go. It was that's what the main roster would have done.
Good squash though.
Yeah, it was good squash.
Then it shows a build-up for the NXT North American Championship match coming up tomorrow. If you're watching this video on Tuesday, the 17th of September in 2019. Nice hype build-up, basically just shows.
Oh yeah, with Dream and Roderick. Yes. Great. I really liked how it was almost like a Dream sequence with Dream. I always like those promos. And yeah, again, Roderick Strong's cutting some of the best promos of his career against Dream. So, yes, this should main event USA. I hope it does.
It's not. It's taking place the first it's main event.
No, I'm talking about the first hour on the USA.
Oh yeah, it is then.
Because I know the main event for the whole episode is going to be the street fight between Killian Dane and what's his face?
Matt Riddle. So, obviously, the main roster usually does video packages pretty well. So, do you think the main roster would have done this the same, or do you think it'd be?
Obviously, the main roster would have done it the same.
Okay. All right.
The content would have been different.
Huh?
The content would have been different. They would have been like, no, you can't burn couches. Not PG.
Yeah, right.
It's not PG. You can't burn couches. Fuck you.
Then we had Johnny Gargano's future. We were going to find out what the future holds for Johnny Gargano in NXT. He comes out, and he gets cheered for like 5 minutes straight.
This was not, they were not stopping for him.
That
was nuts, dude. This went on for minutes on end.
And he talks about, how NXT is the best place to be.
Dude, the passion in his voice when he cuts this promo is insane.
He's been there since, for over, 3 years. And he said that, he feels passion about NXT, the same passion that he's had since day one. And he says he goes to tell us what his future is going to be. And I just love it, too. Shane Thorne just comes out perfectly, right before he could even
love Shane Thorne. He gets booed. He gets nuclear heat for this. It's nuclear inside Full Sail. Comes in, he's just mocking him, mocking his nicknames, mocking his whole catchphrase. You're Johnny Takeover.
Yeah.
Just mocking him. And he's like, NXT is going to do just fine without you. Yep. So why don't you do us all a favor? Take your bow and leave.
Did you see ball a bow?
Take your bow. They pronounce it weird.
Yeah.
They're Australian. What the fuck do you expect? But anyway, Gargano was going to leave, and then he's like, Shane, you're right. I am a pillar of NXT, and I'm not going anywhere. And then he just kicks him right in the face, stands over his corpse. Then he goes, I was like, and then gives a cheeky smile. I'm like, I actually marked it. I was watching this in school, and I'm like at one point during my break, I actually marked out. I'm like, yes.
And I'm so glad that I didn't read the spoilers for this because it would have ruined it. Like it's
so awesome.
So
good, dude.
Because I think Gargano was probably supposed to get called to the main roster, but then with NXT going to USA, like he can't not stay in because they need the ratings and stuff, and Gargano will win the ratings, I think, since he's been there since day one. He's got a huge fan following, so basically there's going to be no NXT call-ups for until NXT does very well on USA. Like they can't call
I honest to God, so everyone's like, this is what I think is going to happen. If they do the brand split right, which I'm not faithful, but if they do, let's entertain the idea that they'll do it correctly.
Maybe it'll be a fantasy.
They won't do NXT call-ups. And it won't even be called call-ups anymore. It will be I would venture to say it's probably going to be NXT is going to be a part of the draft, but not until 3 years down the line. Yeah. And that's when the next draft will happen, is in 3 years down the line, because they cannot do it every 1 or 2 years now. And the reason why is because it's been done to death. They can't do any more shakeups. Like, the shakeups have got to go. Yeah. If you're going to do this correctly, you got to get rid of the shakeup entirely. The draft is the draft. It will always be the draft, and the draft takes place every 3 years. I would not put NXT as a part of this draft, but what I would do is have some guys go back down to NXT. Kevin Owens is already going to be one of them. Cesaro hopefully will be another. You already have Breeze and Fandango down there. You can make an argument to put EC3 down there. People like that, and go from there. And then after 3 years, they're a part of the draft for the first time ever. And then you can bring in some main roster stars once they've established themselves as a standalone brand. Then you can bring in AJ. That's when you bring him in. But only then do you bring in AJ Styles. You cannot bring him in right away. It won't work. You need to wait 3 years. And then you should be fine. As long as the content's good, it doesn't matter who you have on. And obviously the Performance Center, I would probably make Evolve probably more of the developmental brand. Have Gabe Sapolsky, filter in the talent, because he did that for the whole Breakout tournament. Kind of made a whole tournament for him because of the Evolve show. Guys like Cameron Grimes got a chance. Guys like Jordan Miles. Guys like Boa. Yeah, like that. Like they got a chance, to show what they can do. So.
You're just funny though, because it's not even gonna last 6 months, let alone 3 years. So
yeah. Hope the God. Hey, thanks for the whole. The Blade still holds on control of NXT. We'll be all right.
I'm just saying the main roster wise, though, the draft ain't the shakeup ain't lasting.
Yeah, I know. This is if they're smart, but they're not.
But yeah, I like this segment a lot. It was nice continuity because and everyone's probably mad too. Like Johnny Gargano went from feuding for the NXT title to feuding with Shane Thorne. It's consistency because Shane Thorne literally talked shit about him last week. They're just gonna. It's not like they're doing a full feud. They'll probably have a match on a future episode of NXT, and that would be that. So it's a nice return feel for Johnny Gargano. So
yeah.
How would the main roster have done this?
How would the main roster? That's a good question.
I know you're gonna have some dead air now.
It's a good question. I feel like they'd fuck it up somehow.
They'd find a way.
You know what they're gonna do? He cuts the promo, and the OC and Rudolph attack him.
Yeah.
Like Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode just all start tagging him. Look at Ricochet. There you go. Look at him. Look at Cedric. And then at them. Yeah.
There you go.
He's a great babyface. Yeah, basically, he'll cut an impassioned promo and then be buried a minute after.
Yep.
There you go.
Then we had a vignette for the Forgotten Sons. Good stuff.
That was actually a really good vignette.
Yeah. Liked it a lot. Maybe the main roster wouldn't have screwed this up.
I don't think the main roster could have. And
yeah.
Plus, Vince likes Big Ben, and especially from the Marines, so.
There you go.
Yeah, you're good.
Then we had Pete Dunne versus Angel Garza. This match was so
great.
good.
It was great. It was everything pro wrestling should be. Complete opposite characters.
Yeah.
Complete opposite ring styles clashing in the ring.
You know, you had
awesome. It was awesome.
Angel Garza was trying to show off, was trying to take his pants off, and Pete Dunne just wasn't having any of that. He tried to. Angel Garza.
He had this weird look as Angel Garza's being a showman, and like, what the fuck? Why? Is the best. He just gave no fucks about this kid until the end of the match, where he actually kind of gave him a smirk and like a this in respect.
Yeah, I like that. And we'll just say this: Pete Dunne left NXT UK at an awesome time.
Yeah, right when it went to fucking shit.
Yeah.
Right when it went down the shitter. Whew.
Mustache Mountain, please. Hopefully they're going to be gone from NXT UK.
Oh, I'd love to see them fight the Undisputed Era again.
Yeah.
I couldn't get enough of those matches, honest to God. I would love to see that happening.
Get out of NXT. Basically, I want everyone to... NXT UK's kind of become like the main roster now. I don't want anybody there. Sorry, but it's true.
Yeah. Except for Katsuyona. He can stay. I don't care.
And, honestly, I know it's going to get some hate, but I kind of want Ginny to stay there.
Why do people like Ginny? Ginny's kind of shitty.
Anyhow.
A horrible in-ring worker. I never understood the obsession with Jenny.
That's when we should have noticed the plums, that she was getting a bigger push than Killer Kelly. That's when we should have noticed there was something wrong with NXT UK.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, isn't Killer Kelly, injured now?
She wasn't always injured, though, when Ginny was injured.
Yeah, true. Yeah, right.
Anyhow, this match, though, was really good. Very great, actually. Pete Dunne hits an awesome, moonsault on the outside, or Cabrana. And Angel Garza hits a wicked suicide dive on the outside. Love it. He hits a moonsault, inside the ring himself. That was really cool. He finally does take his pants off, but he has to wait for Pete Dunne to be laid out, because Pete Dunne ain't going to put up with that shit. So...
And the crowd of girls go nuts again.
He's
basically just modern day Latino heat, if you really look at it.
I think too. In this match, I don't know if it was this match. There's a point on the show where they were listing off great tag teams, and maybe it was a different show, and they didn't say Edge and Christian. So Beth Phoenix coughed, said Edge and Christian. I think it was this show right here, because she's married to Edge, so she's gonna show favor. I think it was in this match. I don't know how it came up, but it was funny. Maybe it was a different show, though, I'm thinking of.
You never know. I would think it'd be for a tag match, not this match.
Yeah. I think it was a tag match. But Pete Dunne wins with the wishbone. But Angel Garza still looked good coming out of this. He didn't look weak. And this is where NXT does so well, where even if, you could make the argument, neither of these guys should have lost, but NXT's, so good at, making both competitors look good, where it's, no one looked like a loser in this match.
Yeah.
That's why, Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks, sucked, because they couldn't come up with a way to, make them look like winners coming out of that match, because they both look like losers coming out of that match. So
yeah. Becky Lynch looked like an idiot. Sasha looked like an idiot, and they just brawled for no reason. It's guess what? Cell match.
Yeah.
Great.
But yeah, Pete Dunne looked great, and I think he's going to end up being the next contender for the North American title when Roderick Strong wins it. I know we've seen that match a lot, but Let's be honest.
I think it needs to. I think the singles match needs to happen again. Yeah. After it's been a long while since we've seen it.
Yeah, so I like this a lot, and I mean, I can't really ask you how the main roster would have done this because I just basically said how they would have done it probably. So,
yeah, they would have had. You know what would have happened? Pete Dunne would have looked stupid for some fuck finish by Angel Garza, and then fall for it and then pin him.
And then this match.
And then Pete Dunne loses all his luster.
And then this match.
Oh yeah, what a great UK champion he was. And then that's what they would have done.
And it would have been on like the Kickoff Show or something because they're both cruiserweights. Yeah. You ever notice that too? If you're like in the 205 Live like weight limit, you can't get on the main show because the U.S. title match wasn't on the main show, and Cedric Alexander was in it.
Yeah.
Anyhow, what do you think of the match though?
It was thumbs up. I liked it. It was probably how you should do pro wrestling. Yeah. Clear cut babyface, clear cut heel. Well, actually, yeah, clear cut babyface, clear cut cocky heel. It worked.
Yeah. And everyone looked good coming out of it.
Even the ref looked great.
Yeah.
There you go.
Then the Street Profits cut a promo, which I didn't think I didn't think we were going to see him in NXT again, but they're outside Madison.
Just get him off Raw.
Yeah.
Honest to God, please get him off Raw because they cut such a better promo here than they have done since they arrived on the main roster.
So they're standing like outside in New York, and they're talking about how they're excited to go to Madison Square Garden, but they're not excited to go without their NXT Tag Team titles. They said that would have made it even more cooler, which I kind of like.
Did they have a match?
No,
on Madison Square Garden.
No, unless it was like the Dolph match or something, but no, they didn't. They got to take time up for that Celtics guy to win the 24/7 title. They don't got time to put them in the match. You know what I mean, man? But anyhow, they say they want to win back their NXT Tag Team Championships, so they want to win them back on the premiere episode that NXT is on USA, which I don't know if it's going to be on the network version or the USA version, but
I love this segment. This segment was funny. It's Street Profits banner. It's great.
Best part is they're standing on like a rock that you would like, and they don't even know how to get to the arena, so they have to.
I think the whole joke is they're standing on a rock, the Rock.
Yeah.
So because they pretty much adopted the rock bottom now. Yeah. So but as alone, the segment was great, and I love this segment. Of course, I do. But I love what they've been doing on Raw.
And I love it too because they actually care that they lost their championships. I actually like that.
Titles mattered. Oh my God, what a novel concept! Yep. Oh my gosh.
No, I don't know if they're coming back just so that way they can have like a rating spike for NXT. NXT. And I want to say. Thank you, Clash of Champions, for hyping this up, because they did a backstage promo, didn't bring up the fact that they were wrestling for the titles, but, and they're trying to get this off the ground. Like, couldn't have worked that into your promo somehow? You're too busy making jokes about how you want to get girls at balls. Why don't you hype up your match? So, you know what? Clash of Champions now, because of that, I might put down to like a D-, because I just thought of that now. So,
they need... Get them off Raw and SmackDown. Get them off.
Yeah, they like...
Hear me. Get them off. SmackDown and Raw. Get them off. They're dying a death up there, and it's going to filter into NXT. We don't want it to filter into NXT.
Yeah.
Just get them off, or bring them up there and let the main roster fuck them up however they want to fuck them up. Don't have them do this fucking shitty dialogue on Raw and on pay-per-views, and then come back to NXT and cut this awesome promo about how the titles mean something. Because then all you're going to do is piss off me and piss off a bunch of people that know these guys have talent.
Yes.
Stop it. Get them off or get them away from NXT. Whatever you want to do. I prefer them on NXT. And far away from the main roster as humanly possible.
It's the 205 Live problem because Drake Maverick acts like this serious GM on Raw, but he's doing a bunch of comedy on the main roster. Like
enough of this. And by the way, everyone's like, well, the Firefly Funhouse is great. All this shit. You know why I fucking hate it still? Because comedy has to be involved. It just has to be on the Raw on Raw and SmackDown. Can never be a serious thing anymore. We have to make a joke about everything. Oh, also, look at Bray Wyatt making fun of his old gimmick of Husky Harris.
Yeah.
Doing the muscle man dance. Oh, this is riveting. And then all of a sudden he's scary when he puts a fucking mask on. Really?
Let's talk
I'm sorry. It's like, I know they do it well, and it's great for Wyatt's career, but it turns me off when you do shit like that. Because I've seen so much comedy.
Yep.
And I never see it done right. So even if this comedy is kind of done right, I don't care, because you oversaturate your show with this shit. Also, I want variety. I want to feel like I'm watching a variety show. With NXT, I feel like I'm watching a variety show. With AEW, I feel like I'm watching a variety show. I don't feel that way when I watch a Bray Wyatt promo. Because I've seen this before. In fact, I've seen Kane do this better before. 100 times better. And that lasted for a month.
Let's also talk about, too, like we said, go watch the first episode of NXT that happened in Full Sail. The Fiend never needed to exist.
He never needed to exist. Ever. Ever. If he was going to exist, you either have him as a serious competitor, a serious monster, and have him rack up a bunch of dominant wins, or you have him as a comedy character.
And, I'll do this quick
rant. And kill him off completely. But either way, you cannot have both. You can't.
Yeah.
You just can't. When you look at a guy like Kane from back in 2001, did he ever do some comedy? He did some comedy, but I'm pretty sure he was scary with or without the mask throughout his decade of destruction.
Even if it was comedy. A guy that's like breaking a vending machine with a punch. That's scary. Yeah.
That was comical and scary at the same time. Remember the time that Jericho spilled coffee on him and they had a whole feud over it? Because you don't want to spill coffee on Kane?
Yeah.
Because of his past from, I don't know, the fire that he had, the scarring of that? Because of storyline continuity? Yeah, that was great. Some of the best matches Kane ever had with Jericho. And he looked like a badass.
Yes.
Look at Taker. Even as Biker Taker, which some people are controversial on. Did he ever fucking do the muscle man dance? Or did he go to Triple H and go, I'm the dead man, and if you try me, I'll make you famous?
Yep.
It's like, I am fine with comedy.
Okay, a recent example.
In its proper form. I'm fine with comedy in wrestling. Look at AEW. You had Orange Cassidy make an out-of-nowhere appearance.
Yeah.
It was a segment on a show. I'm fine with that.
Well, a good example of that, Luchasaurus, even though he does comedy. Look at the guy.
Look at the guy. He may be a bit of a comedy character, but then he wrestles, and then, oh shit, he's gonna fuck this guy up. And it's like, I'm sorry, I don't feel that with Bray Wyatt. And I'm sure other people do, but it's like, do we really need comedy in any, I'd be fine if it was one thing of comedy with this character, but it's like, you have the New Day that does comedy. You had the Revival do comedy. You've had the Usos do comedy. You've had Seth Rollins do corny jokes for comedy. It's all comedy. It's like, how do you take? It's just like, how do you take this shit seriously?
Yeah.
That's why it's like that's why I'm not into the Fiend. I've seen this too much. God damn it, man. It's like, fuck. And even if you do...
let's continue.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why. I think it got to the Street Profits and then it went into the fucking. Oh yeah, because of comedy being overused.
But even in this, even though they were comedy, like they were serious here though. Like they were like somewhat serious. Like they want their championships back. You know.
Ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous.
Next, we had Wal Ben Dosa versus Cameron Grimes. Another good match. Wal Ben Dosa, nice cruiserweight match here. And
this is really well done, actually. And Wal Ben Dosa's growing a beard and goatee, I guess. Cool.
Yeah. I wish Wal Ben Dosa could get more of a push. He's really talented.
I agree.
I
would team up with Angel Garza.
Yeah. But yeah, I almost called him Trevor Lee by accident, but Cameron Grimes wins with a double stomp out of the corner, which looked really cool. And Cameron Grimes wins. Makes sense because he can't lose after getting.
I was laughing at his hat, by the way, when he was making his entrance, and then Nigel explained it, and I'm like, oh, I get it now.
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay, I get this now. Because Nigel has that weird thing, like, when he's on, and he understands, like, certain parts of the character. Like, the whole reason he has the black hat was, you don't trust anybody.
Yep. What'd you think of this match, or what would the main roster have done if they booked this match?
Well, Raul Mendoza would have won from a fluke roll-up.
In, like, 30 seconds.
In 30 seconds. Or no, you know what they would have done? Raul Mendoza comes out of nowhere with a flurry of offense. Trevor Lee gets no offense in whatsoever.
Cameron Grimes
gets his finisher in. Pins Cameron Grimes. 1, 2, 2.99999999999. Oh no, he kicked out. Double stomp wins for Trevor Lee or Cameron Grimes. What? That's Clash of Champions for you in a nutshell, by the way, from what I hear. A lot of short finishes with it's like they said, fuck the first and second part of the match, skip right to the third, and then we'll go with it.
Yep.
That's what I heard. So that's I think how they would have put this match.
What do you think of the match though? Like what they actually?
Obviously the way they did this was much better and it was great. Thumbs up. And Cameron Grimes is getting over, as like a crazed fucking heel.
I hope he goes for the North American Championship in the future.
Yeah, agreed.
Then William Regal goes backstage, and Candice LeRae comes up, and she has a problem that he put Io Shirai in that triple threat match, because of everything that Io Shirai's done lately to everybody. And Candice LeRae basically threatens like she might not make it to that match because she might beat the crap out of her before then. And even though she hasn't earned it, William Regal, the reason he puts her in this match actually makes sense. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna add you to this match because this way, like, you actually have like a match. Like he doesn't have to worry about like.
You know what? I'm gonna let the inmate have their way for a bit here. Yeah. You can have your match.
And then he plants the seed to kind of keep us wanting to watch the main event, thinking like, Rhea Ripley. And Tony
Ripley, if she wins, it might actually turn into a 5-way.
Which I still think
they are going to do that 5-way, by the way. I'm almost convinced they're still going to do it.
Yeah.
Because of the ending of the match. Or you never know, though, with NXT. NXT won't falsely advertise. They will hint that something might happen, but they won't announce it until it's official. And that's what I like about NXT. You know what you're going to get. There's no bullshit, Unless somebody goes down with an injury, they'll let you know ahead of time.
Yeah, and they make gold out of it. I mean, we've seen it.
Look at Aleister Black.
Yeah. Speaking of which, by the way, I know, back to the rant. Bayley's heel turn and Johnny Gargano's heel turn, two completely different things. Just saying.
Why are people comparing it?
I am, actually. I'm just saying, like, Bayley's heel turn, is crap, and Johnny Gargano's heel turn was like genius. So.
Oh yeah, because it wasn't like because he was like a heel, but a heel like a reluctant heel because of all the losses he's taken to Ciampa.
And then Bayley's like a heel, but like.
Why? Yeah. Why? You're the fucking champion. You've successfully defended your title. Like,
she's just a heel for no
everybody, and then you're like, I'm gonna turn heel because Sasha's heel.
Yeah.
What?
Anyhow,
the worst part of this, and I heard this, and I don't know if it's true, but her gimmick hasn't even changed.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
What?
At least Gargano's gimmick changed when he turned heel. Like,
and yeah, he still had the same thing, but the theme, but you could use that as a face or a heel.
Yeah.
Like, she changed gimmick, and she's just inflatable arm flailing tuba. There ain't no stopping it now. We celebrate on the floor. I am a fucking heel now. I don't know why the fuck I am. What are you doing? Why? Why are you like? If anything, you should be a babyface going after Sasha because you're pissed at what she fucking did to you.
Yeah.
She left you high and dry. You were supposed to have a rematch for the women's tag team titles. You never got your rematch because she buggered off and fucked off. What?
Well,
why are you a heel now?
Yeah. How would the main roster have booked this backstage segment between William Regal and Candice LeRae, though?
Well, William Regal would be the heel for one.
Yeah.
And he would have been wrestling, and it would be like, Candice, you're gonna fight me. Hey, does that sound familiar? You're best in the world. Fuck off, Shane.
What do you think of how they actually did it, though?
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Because anything that NXT does is automatically better than Raw and SmackDown.
Maybe I'm not giving you the best way to review NXT because you're just gonna give it a thumbs up now because I have you talk about how the main roster would.
Well, I mean, no, I even said it was a thumbs up anyway. I liked how they did the segment; it was good. But yeah, no, it's just you're making it a lot more better for me in my head to the point where I might take this grade from an A to an A+ now because it's like, you know what, fuck the roster. I'm giving it an A+. This is a great show.
All right, we got a vignette for Dakota Kai, your favorite.
Oh yes, I'm so happy she's back. Her hair is weird. I don't know what happened to her hair. I guess that happens now and then when you had dye in your hair and it kind of wears out over time.
Well,
but yeah, my team Kick's back. I can't wait to see her come back. I think she's coming back for one of the NXTs, right?
I think so, yeah. Thank God she's not coming. I bet she saw NXT UK and it's like, yeah, just put me on NXT.
Probably did. But yeah, I'm looking forward to her coming in or coming back because I think she has a lot to prove here.
Yeah.
And remember, one of the things this is one of the few times I criticized NXT as a brand, was how they were using their women's division until Shayna got better, because Shayna was green as goose shit. And poor Dakota Kai is like looking like a pansy to her. They ended up making it up later, though, in like a later match that they would have, and then she was like kicking the shit out of her. And I'm like, okay, you saved it. Never mind.
Yep.
Good.
It
was like a fleeting moment of anger, and then I wasn't angry anymore. I liked it.
Yeah, the main event match of the show. I can't use the main event.
Oh, wait, hold on. I don't think I actually talked about the promo.
Oh, you didn't know?
No, I didn't. I don't think.
I did,
but yeah, no, I really liked the promo. I liked how they did this promo package. I like how NXT is going to be, if they don't debut her on USA, they're going to be airing this vignette. They're going to be airing that vignette. They're going to be airing the Forgotten Sons vignette. They're going to probably air vignettes about all the characters that won't be on that show, just to get you familiar with the roster, especially on USA. Like, they're going to see it. Yeah. They're going to get to know these characters, and then it's like going to entice people to be like, oh, that guy looks interesting. I might watch for him, or I might watch for her. So it's like it's funny that we watched the old episode of NXT, because it's literally like this all over again, because they're going to go back to the vignettes.
Do you think? How do you think that would translate to like us though? Since we've watched NXT like since the beginning, we'll have to like think like we're gonna have to see these all over again, and we're gonna have to.
You know what? I'm not gonna judge it too harshly.
Yeah.
One, because there are some things you might know if watching the video packages that you wouldn't have known before. Just even if they don't say a word. Yeah. In some cases, like you'll get to know something about them a little bit more. So it's like, the way they do their video packages anyway, it's like, I can't complain.
Yes.
I guarantee you they're going to do a Pete Dunne package. That's going to look really good. You know, like you should want to do those vignettes, you know, for anybody that's even on the actual roster. Like I remember WWE was doing that in 2011 during the pipe bomb, and you got to know about Alex Riley and Randy Orton and Christian and The Miz and all these other characters, John Cena, and like they were doing these like things, even though they've been around for years, but they knew they were getting an influx of fans that they hadn't had in years because of Punk's pipe bomb. So like in that regard, they actually capitalized on that. And they're like, here's a character, here's another character, here's what this guy's like, here's what that guy's like. And I'm like, that's exactly what NXT should be doing. Thumbs up.
You might have to do that when WYW comes back, because it's going to be two years since people have seen it.
Oh, trust me, we are. Trust me, we are. We're already making the vignettes as we speak. But you know.
So then we had the main event match. I can't use the main event joke on James because he doesn't hate main event as much as Chris, so it doesn't really work.
Well, I mean, I don't watch main event because it's fucking pointless. But yeah.
Yeah, but I can't use that joke on you because you don't hate it as much as Chris.
How was this week's main event?
Huh?
How was this week's main event?
I haven't. The one?
Whatever one you'll watch last. How was it?
Not good. I put a little effort into it. I didn't even take like the webcam I'm using now off. I just used I had the webcam off, so you just see like a black line, and I'm with the old webcam. So that's how much effort I put into that. That's why I like doing the main.
You know what? I might watch it just because it's the funniest thing about it is it's like you put in no effort. Honest to God, Chris should join only for the fact that he can put in just as much effort as you do. You put in the amount of effort that Orange Cassidy does with promos, it'll be great. Funny.
Hey, you could do a main event.
It could be 2 minutes, and it'd be great.
You could do a main event review 1 week because you would put little effort into it.
Yeah, I could give 1 word answers. Hell, I don't even have to watch the main event itself, and you could just have me on, and then be like, James, what'd you think of this segment? Good. What'd you think of this segment? Trash. What do you think of this segment? It's all right.
I mean, it could just. It's not like you have to free up your day too. It's gonna take like what, 2 minutes? Yeah,
2 minutes. Done. Out of the way. We don't even need a logo or anything. You just upload it right to the tail.
That's what I do anyways. Yeah. I should put it in the worst quality too 1 week.
We should dress up as Orange Cassidy when reviewing main event.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Should do. That's the amount of effort I'm willing to put in. Just dress up like Orange Cassidy, sunglasses, and just
yep.
Good. Bad. Indifferent.
All right, so then then we had the last match on the show. It was Shayna Baszler versus Rhea Ripley. Now, a lot of people might not like this because they delivered something and they had a fuck finish, but I actually like this.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, they're going to build this up to a takeover that did not have much happen here.
Yeah.
What they did was they showed the champion in danger.
Yep.
And then they had the horsewoman interfere, and Rhea Ripley was like, you know what? Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
And nail them all with a chair.
Yep.
And then looked like a badass in the middle of the ring, standing tall, even though she lost via DQ.
So I like the way they booked this. I like how they gave us enough of it, and they gave us a taste of it, but not everything.
Exactly how you should if you're gonna have this as a future title match on a pay-per-view of any kind. I like that. They didn't have a match previously. It's not like they've had 15 million matches.
I'm gonna answer this question because I've asked you since NXT UK sucks now. I'll ask you how NXT UK would have booked this because now they can't book it right. But I'm going to tell you how the main roster would have booked this. They would have had a 20-minute match, and they would have just ended it on DQ anyways, but they would have given us so much of the match, we wouldn't care to see it by the next TakeOver. Pretty much. That's pretty much spot on.
They still had the match. You may be a little disappointed, but you're more intrigued with how Rhea Ripley fended off the horsewoman. Is they may have a future title match down the line. I really want to see that, please. Please book this for TakeOver, please. I want it to be in my town, please. And everybody just starts lobbying up and be like, hey, we'll buy TakeOver to come here. And Triple H is like, we'll think about it. But I agree.
I liked it a lot. Correct. So how would have NXT UK booked this match? And specifically, how about NXT UK take over Cardiff, I guess?
What did they do with Rhea Ripley? I feel like they didn't do much with Rhea Ripley in NXT UK.
Well, thinking about it some more, you really just kind of see the cracks forming. She won the belt for like a month and then dropped it.
And then dropped to Toni Storm, which I said was a bad idea. And everyone's like, no, it's a good idea because there's more heels than there are babyface. So I'm like...
Then we saw now...
Well, then you can make her a face.
You saw the...
Look at what you did with Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne was a fucking heel when he won the UK title. Then he became the biggest babyface in the company. Or in the brand, anyway.
You saw the repercussions of that when, because look, Toni Storm had a pretty crappy title reign. Let's be honest.
She cried.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a person I am happy is getting out of UK too, is Toni Storm.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she's coming to the main roster. Sorry, pretty much confirmed now. She's coming to... It's going to be her, Pete Dunne, and Rhea Ripley that are going to be from UK, and they're going to just put them on NXT regular. Which I'm like, thank God. Because hope to God I don't see fucking...
Yeah.
Like, Toni cry. Like, I think what they did was they wanted to make her a sympathetic figure after she tweaked her knee in the match with Ripley. But why?
Yeah.
Just why?
I mean, I'll say
I'm glad they're doing that. And hey, if they bring the women's tag titles over, which I somehow doubt they'll ever do, but you could have Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm actually form a team and capture the belts.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, but that means they have to go to Raw.
Kids go.
Well, then they have to go to Raw though.
Or you could just do this thing called put the women's tag division on NXT. An NXT period.
Yeah.
Because, as we've seen, NXT can actually book it right. They'll actually have some teams to do it with.
I want to see them put the 205, the 24/7 title on like one of the NXT for like a month. They would book it so much better than the main roster is. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's too much. It's not like everyone says that it's funny and stuff, and it's like the hardcore title, but this is just nothing like the hardcore. Like the hardcore title actually was treated seriously, like somewhat.
Yeah, you had your comedy, especially with Crash Holly, but like it was so much more chaotic.
Yeah,
and that's what I realized. It's like I look at the stuff Crash Holly did. It was like revolutionary comedy match, and it wasn't even really comedy. It was just like he was trying to escape from people trying to get the fucking belts from him, and they weren't just doing a fucking roll-up every 2 minutes.
Yep.
I remember when fucking Al Snow did a pile driver on the Big Boss Man for the fucking belt. I remember, when Kane did a fucking diving elbow to win the belt at WrestleMania X7 on, Big Show and Kane, and I'm like... And I remember the freaking chaotic battle royal that was at WrestleMania 2000 where Hardcore won the belt by accident. Like, I remember that shit. Like, that was good. You know what 24/7 title is? Truth is comedy. Bring out the jobbers. Chase them off. One rolls them up. Truth rolls him back up. Rinse, repeat. It's a little bit different every time, but it's really not all that different. It's the same fucking format, and it's become boring now.
Yeah.
Which I said was going to fucking happen. And I was already done with the fucking title situation after the absolute moronic decision to recreate the plane ride from hell incident.
We're still doing
on the plane when it was in the air.
We're still doing a fantasy. We're still doing a fantasy of that someday.
Like I was already done with it at that point, so it was just like fucking.
Yeah, but anyhow, yeah. How would NXT UK have booked this code of Ripley versus Baszler?
Oh, Ripley versus Baszler?
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I feel like they wouldn't. That might be the one thing they keep the same, except it would go way longer. If I don't know, they may have made it for the title.
True, yeah. Okay. So there
So
you go.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there, but you know.
Um, then we had the last thing on the show, Undisputed Era, are doing like a little video promo, and they're all
Oh
talking.
wait, did we talk? Did we give our thumbs up on the last match?
Two
I
thumbs
think we
up.
did. There you go. Thumbs up. We liked the main event. We liked
Um,
that it was short and to the point, and it wasn't too much. Great.
um, and yeah, Undisputed Era do a promo, and they talk about how they're so close to fulfilling the prophecy of winning all the gold, pretty much. That was the gist of the promo. Um, which I liked. Yeah, and that was basically the end of NXT. And I do like. I was kind of wondering like why did they just all win the belts at Brooklyn? Not Brooklyn, Toronto too. But I kind of like how they spread it out. They did it in such a way where it didn't like overexpose Undisputed Era, because that's like a lot of the mistakes with some factions, like the NWO we talked about recently got oversaturated, Aces and Eights, um, the Four Horsemen, Fortune,
I will say that I do think they would be smart to put Shayna Baszler in there.
yeah.
I think that would make sense.
But
But
I do it's slow and gradual that they're all gonna win the championships at once. If they're not doing it all in one night, they're spreading it out and being smart about it. Now that also could be because they knew it NXT was going to USA Network, so they needed a hook to get someone to watch the first episode of NXT on USA Network. So that's why they held off putting the title on Roderick Strong. So, but I
yeah,
do like how they spread it out. They didn't put the titles on every Undisputed Era member all at once.
I agree. I agree. This is smart booking. I like the promo. Um,
Yep.
Main roster would have booked us by having a fucking interview segment instead of actually doing this, which was kind of it was reminiscent of the NWO. I was waiting to hear the following announcement has been paid for by the Undisputed Era.
Yeah.
Shock the system. I was expecting to hear that, but they just did shock the system, and then they went to that vignette. So
Yeah, a lot of fun. But yeah, what do you think? Do you like the way they did it? Putting it, taking their time, putting all the belts in Undisputed Era. Or do you think they should have just done it boom all at once and then that's it?
I'm glad they didn't do it all at once. Actually, I think this is a smart decision. Thumbs up.
Yep. And that's NXT from last week. The last NXT that's going to be an hour and everything. What's your letter grade and your percentage within that letter grade of this show?
Um, I'll go with an A. It was fun. It was a fun episode. I could be that guy and be like, oh well, it felt better because I compared it to how the main roster would have booked it, and I could give it an A plus, but I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, it's an A. It was a very very good show.
Yeah.
Again, like nothing will ever probably be as good as that fucking S rank episode we reviewed. That may have been the best one they ever did.
You never know.
But we could be surprised. All I know is this was a great episode. I recommend definitely watching it if like a fan were to ask me, "Hey James, you're into wrestling, right?" I'm like, "Yeah. Show me something that is an hour." So, because I haven't watched wrestling since the golden era. I haven't watched it since like Superstars used to be only an hour on television. I'm like, I got just the thing for you. Put on NXT.
Yep.
That'd be and this would be the episode I show him, or the S rank episode. It'd be one of those two episodes, this one or the S rank. Great show.
What's the percentage within that A grade?
I'd say like a 96%.
Yeah, I agree. A 96%.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, like we said, we don't know if the percentages is gonna stick because it's just something new we're trying. But I think so far it seems like it's gonna stick so far. So, um, but we'll see. All right, so that's basically it for this part of the video. Colin Andrew, if he's able to get time, but he's just so busy with the schedule, is going to try to do his review of NXT UK from last week. But it'll obviously depend on his scheduling and stuff. I hope he can, because then I have to do it, and really don't want to do that. So yeah. I'm not watching NXT UK until we have to do the year-end awards.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
And then obviously too, me and Chris will be back to do the actual review of Clash of Champions.
Yeah.
But yeah, James, you probably won't be able to come back on. You won't be able to be back on because you have nothing you want of interest you want to talk about.
No.
So anything you want to plug or promote?
You guys can check me out on youtube.com/user/jhebertside95. We're gonna have Indie Force episode 3. I was supposed to upload it like a couple days ago. I haven't even gotten around to editing it because I'm a full-time student. It's kind of hard to do that, and I was doing studying all day, so I still haven't gotten a chance to edit it. Probably gonna edit it after I get done with this, but you'll see it this week at some point. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn the post notification bell on. It's youtube.com/user/JHEBERTSIDE95. That's also my Twitter handle, @JHebertside95. You can also check out the CAW Wrestling League. Last time I checked it, which was yesterday, we are 3 views away from 1,000 collective views on Immortal. So please go and check out Immortal. youtube.com/user/WYW Pride. The WYW stands for Weymouth Youth Wrestling. So check that out. We're almost at 1,000 views, and I can't wait because it's before my birthday, and we reached the goal. Yeah.
Yep. Did you have to spell it, or is it it's in the description box, right? Of how to spell Weymouth Youth Wrestling, or should you spell it for them?
WEYMOUTH Youth Wrestling.
Yeah. If you don't know how to spell wrestling, then you're on the wrong video.
Yeah, and if you don't know how to spell youth, like, what are you, retarded?
Wrestling, though, I would be, because you're clicking on a wrestling video and you don't know how to spell wrestling. Like, that's pretty sad.
Sure. Yeah.
Especially because it's in the title of this video, so it's like, you know.
How did you find us?
Yeah. Anyhow, I will try. I don't know exactly when this video will be up because my editing is slow for some reason. Like it's a recent thing now. So I don't know why that is. You will see it
before you go. I'm gonna actually add up the total on Immortal just for shits and giggles before we get off. 315 plus. This is the HD version. 415. Oh wow.
Oh, you might be there.
Oh no, I'm definitely there. I want to make sure I have the whole thing calculated. Hi Casey, you were talking.
I gotta send Casey the card for the show tomorrow. I'll do that when I get off here.
What is he doing?
Well, because him and Noah are facing off in the Elite 1-up Championship.
Well, there you go. The Elite Runner-Up Championship. What show?
NXT tomorrow.
There you go. All right, so my final view count. We have officially hit it. 1,010 views. Yeah!
No. I'm actually happy about that. I'm glad you got to first hear the reaction on this show. So it's pretty good.
There you go. So yeah, everybody definitely go check it out. Keep getting those views up. It's great. I love it. But yeah, I just wanted to get to that goal of 1,000.
Let's get them to 2,000 by the end of the year.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Specifically not by well, I don't know if it will be by this year.
Yeah.
But if not this year, next summer.
Yes.
There we go. Because technically, I think summer's over now.
Yeah.
Today. Is it over today? I think it is.
I think it's been over.
No, it's the 21st.
Oh, okay.
It's over. So yeah, we did it before the end of the summer, which is exactly what I predicted. I'm happy about that. Yay!
We need to get my video 2,000 views up.
Yeah. I just haven't had time to even promote anything.
Yeah.
Like I haven't had time to promote fucking Indie Force.
Yeah, right.
Sucks.
But yeah, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh, we will say. I think it's gonna be September 20th or the 30th. We're doing the State of the AEW address. That's the one thing I'll plug.
Great.
It depends on everyone's availability. It's looking like the 29th is Sunday, so it's looking like it might be the 29th.
So my birthday.
Yeah, but it depends on everyone's. If Chris,
how many people are you gonna have on that? Because I can get either Casey or Mike to probably join me.
Yeah, that would be nice. I want to get Chris on, but
so you and me, Chris, possibly Casey and or Mike.
Yeah, Noah, yeah.
Noah and
if I can get him on.
I doubt, maybe John, but
Yeah.
I doubt Steve. I just doubt Steve. Where are you? You said you'd be on the show by now.
I know, you said
I'm still waiting.
All right, but that's pretty much the end of the video. Well, not the end of the video, but the end of this part of the video.
You won't see me again. I'm gonna go fuck off because nope to the main roster.
And NXT UK, apparently.
Hey, now, if you're watching this via the YouTube version, now it's September 20th, 1:09 p.m. And yeah, I just want to share this out before I properly get started. Because why not? That's about good enough. I'm just waiting for my friend to pop on. Pretty much I'm doing it this way because we're reviewing class of, oh, here it is. Just waiting.
I gotta get myself situated.
Nope, that's fine. The show's not worthy of getting yourself situated, so.
Gotta get myself all right and prettied up.
Nope, you're gonna stay the way you are. This show is not worthy of that.
What are we gonna do it like? Are we just gonna? It's gonna be what, 5 minutes? Not even.
No. This is gonna be so yeah. Well, so for people that are only watching this via Instagram, but if you watch this via the YouTube version, you should see this as after the NXT review me and James Hebert did. Of just Jemiah. Remember Jemiah?
I do.
I could say her name because she's been on this channel before. So I don't know if the comments will pop up, but you know, whatever.
Who knows? They might. Potentially.
You can't. And look, you got to actually show your face this time.
I know, it's scary. It's a scary thing.
So here's what's happening, pretty much. I pretty much don't give a crap about this show. It was so boring that I don't want to use the high quality tech stuff. So we're doing it this way.
I can't blame you.
Yeah, we're probably gonna have to make a new story or like live video because you can only go an hour on Instagram Live. So it is what it is. But you're gonna see if you watch this via YouTube, and I can't link my YouTube channel in here because they don't let you. Because Instagram, we tried. Like I said, Instagram sucks. Apparently, if I leave the app, it's like I'm not even here. So.
Yeah.
All right, so just talk.
Don't leave the app. You have to be here.
Yeah, don't talk about this show yet because I want to be here for the start of it. Just talk about, I don't know, anything else.
Why now? Well, AEW starting up soon, people.
Let's talk about that. I'm excited. Actually, no. Let me see if I can.
Well, we're going 1 week into it, so or 2 weeks into it.
While you talk about that, let me see if I can share my YouTube channel.
Network. It did like a 1.1 million views, I think, something like that.
I was able to share
I see it. So
I don't think you could click on it, but if you want the link, you could just type it into your, I don't know, Safari, Google Chrome, whatever else.
Whatever the F you want to do.
Yeah. All right. So
I'm gonna censor myself because we're live.
Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about though. Before we even get to like this crappy show, let's talk.
It's gonna take us like 2 minutes to review the show, so.
Yeah. Let's talk about. I'm putting about as much effort into this as I do, maybe even less than I do main event. So.
I'm surprised you still do main event.
Hey, got to get the content up. So. But yeah, let's talk about that real quick. My uncle's saying hi.
AEW starting up. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to go to the second TV taping. We get to see the Young Bucks versus my uncle's waving. I'm not, going to say his name because, like I said, this is going on YouTube like right afterwards. So I'm just gonna. I hope, like I said, hopefully the comments won't pop up. But I did like a test run of this not that long ago, and I think it just saves as a video on your phone, like a regular old video.
Yeah, I don't think the comments would pop up on the video either. So.
Yeah. I don't know. No one was watching it, though. I did like a second, though, and then, But, yeah, AEW starting up. I'm excited about that. I'm excited I get to see Jon Moxley and Shawn Spears. It's just crazy because they were both in WWE a year ago. And with this show, they did the right thing by leaving. So, there you go.
Especially since they both have made an impact.
Yeah. Jemiah said that she's from Jacksonville, and I'm pumped it's a wrestling company here. Dual. I don't know. I think she said Dual, but she added a V to it.
It's Duval.
Duval? What the hell is that?
It's the county.
Oh, okay. I mean, I didn't censor myself on that one, but, like, everyone drops hell anyways, so whatever.
It's just exciting. It's, I can't,
NXT
words to put it.
Gonna review that tonight, so you're gonna miss out on that. So
oh well.
Yeah. You missed out. Yeah, let's talk about this crappy pay-per-view. It was Clash of Champions 2019. I want to point the perspective.
It's laughably bad.
Retro Wrestling Review Series. We reviewed the last Clash of Champions WCW ever did, and I said in that video that there's no way that Clash of Champions is going to be better than that, and it wasn't even close. You haven't seen the show, so you can't comment.
I saw that James did the intro.
Yeah, it looked quite good.
I really liked it.
Yeah,
it was actually It was actually really, really good.
Yeah. Because as you saw, I can't edit videos anymore. Really on my channel, like in high quality, because my computer is poopy.
Yeah, I mean, if James isn't doing anything, I mean, his production's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, so let's review this crappy show. Start with the preview, because they feel like they need to have a preview before the pre-show.
The pre-show.
Yeah. We had the hosts of Kathy Kelly and Mike Rome. Mike Rome's typically a cool dude, but they tried to make him come off like such a tool here because it's the main roster. They try to ruin everyone's cool factor. And
I didn't know Mike Rome was even cool.
We lost a viewer. That just shows you how crappy this this show is. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode get interviewed. They basically talk about how Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins can't work together as a team because they haven't teamed up that much and they weren't friends outside of them being a team first, which isn't true. I think worked together before. And then Dolph Ziggler's just lame, so anything he does.
Hey, don't pick on him.
Anything he does is crap.
Don't pick on him. Hey.
And then what else
take exception to that.
Then what else did we have? Caleb Braxton updated us on the digital platforms. Apparently they hire new people now and stuff. I'm not going to talk about that. And Sarah Schreiber.
No, she's awful.
Yeah, awful. She didn't even know, I bet if you had asked her before this thing, she didn't even know. Actually, during the thing, she didn't even know what the matches on the show even were.
What an idiot.
Yeah. They updated us though that the draft's coming up, and we're not going to use this platform to talk about that because this is we're not going to. Clash of Champions and the draft are going to be completely different universes. So we kind of already talked about that.
Technically, they are.
Huh?
Technically, they are.
Yeah. So we already kind of talked about that anyways. We don't need to talk about it again. So.
No, we don't.
The Boss and Hug connection get interviewed. This was awkward because they would since this is an out-of-character thing, they were trying to keep Sasha in character, but she kind of wasn't acting in character, so it kind of ruined her heel turn. So they. and so Bailey did most of the talking, and I guess apparently they got mad after they showed that 4 horsewoman tag match and showed them losing, so they stormed off and got mad after the video. All right, let me. You didn't see the preview, but like,
I'm glad I didn't.
huh?
I'm glad I didn't see it.
Yeah. Then we have the kickoff show. We had the panel of Booker T, Jonathan Coachman, Charlie Caruso, and David Otunga. Booker T was all lost in this pre-show. He didn't know what he was talking about. Like,
when the hell does Booker T know what he's talking about?
I don't know. Jonathan Coachman, even everybody just seemed off on this pre-show, on this panel. Like,
I'm surprised Coach still does this.
yeah, he even seemed off himself. Like, we had the commentary team upset pre-show. Dio Madden, Vic Joseph, and Aiden English commentated all the 205 live matches on the pre-show. And
apparently, it doesn't matter.
This week it did. After the show, it did.
Yeah.
And Corey Graves, Michael Cole, and Renee Young commentated all the Raw matches, which we'll get into that because that was once we get into that, that's like red flags. Kofi Kingston and Big E got interviewed. It was just the New Day acting like the New Day. It was a typical New Day promo. Xavier Woods made his on-screen return, which they hyped as a big deal, which was kind of weird because Big E hadn't been seen in a few weeks, so they didn't hype up that back.
They're like, fuck Big E.
Yeah.
Forget about him.
Yeah, forget about him.
He's too big.
Then we had the match of the night, I thought. This Cruiserweight Championship triple threat match. It was Drew Gulak defending his title against Lince Dorado and Humberto Carrillo. This match was very good. If it had the only complaint is if it had maybe 5 to 8 more minutes, it could have been a 4-star match. But
I agree with that. Except for they fit in one more for some reason.
Huh?
Except for the fact that they fit in another pre-show match for some unknown reason.
This was a very good cruiserweight. This honestly, I know I push for this every time. Really, this should have been on the kickoff in the place of the women's tag title match because this match was more deserving to be on the.
Oh yeah.
Than that one.
They refuse to put the women's tag titles on the pre-show sometimes.
Yeah.
When it deserves to be on it.
This match had if you think about it too, this match had way more story behind it. I mean, you
100 times more story.
Yeah. So then
months.
Yeah. Very good stuff. Lince Dorado looked impressive. He did a Hurricane off the barricade, into Gulak, into the table. I always like how Gulak starts off the match right away with a drop kick, just showing how aggressive he is. And he basically he took these guys to school for for a few minutes into this match.
It's unheel too, also because the heels usually stay back and make these baby faces fight each other.
And he wasn't doing that here, so I'm proud of him. Humberto Carrillo looked very good. He hit a nice moonsault while Lince Dorado was on Gulak's shoulders. That was really cool. And I actually like the finish. I know I was going to say we see this all the time in a triple threat match, but this actually makes sense where Humberto Carrillo hits his moonsault finisher, and Gulak throws him out of the ring, and he puts Lince Dorado in an O'Connor roll and gets the win. This actually protects Humberto Carrillo because they actually want to do something big with him.
He doesn't end either, so
so they can.
He gets screwed out of the Cruiserweight Championship by Gulak, which makes sense.
So that can continue their program going on. So I like this a lot. Drew Gulak retaining the championship made sense. Easily the match. I gave it 3 3/4. Very good stuff. What do you think?
I absolutely agree. There was one botch though, the finish.
Oh yeah,
Lince Dorado. The ref had to tell him to put his shoulder down.
You could make
count of the 3, but it's not it's not a big deal, but that's the one botch that I caught. It was the finish, but other than that, it was a great match.
I thought they'll covered it up pretty well. Where commentators, because if this happened during one of the main roster matches, they would have called this up. The commentators covered it up by saying, "Well, his shoulders aren't quite down yet," and stuff like that.
They did cover it up.
And I gotta say,
which was good too that they pointed that out.
And I gotta say, we're saying his name because he's been on the channel before and he won't care. Isaiah's saying
he's here.
Huh?
He's here.
Yeah, saying hello. I should tell the people in the comments to keep it on the topic, but I'm just going to ignore it if it's not class champions talk. So you're going to get ignored. But anyhow, yeah. So
spotlight. It's like Batista. The spotlight was on Clash of Champions.
Yep. What else? Oh yeah. I was gonna say Dio Madden actually I thought improved on commentary. He still needs work, but it's only his second time doing commentary.
Second time within a week.
Yeah.
On commentary.
Yeah, but
it was decent. So I mean, I've liked what I've seen from him so far. There's always room for improvement, but I like what I've seen so far.
I don't think he's gonna be doing commentary very long though. If 205 Live, gets, because he definitely won't be joining up with the NXT commentary team because he.
Oh, definitely not. I think they're trying him out for like this commentary role.
Yeah.
Like for a future thing, like they did with Renee Young when she was in NXT. Like now she's the commentator on Raw, but it took a while for her to go from that. It took a couple of years from when she was commentating on NXT to being now commentator on Raw.
All right, so then afterwards, Gulak was all confident about retaining his title. It's on WWE.com. You can watch that interview. Apparently, I love the Boston Hug Connection review instead of interview. Apparently,
they're reviewing something.
I hope this show. But yeah, this made no sense. They get asked like why they're not sweating the Raw women the title matches, and they're like, well, we're not scared of that type of stuff. It's like it's all unbelievable because like even like if like even when Velveteen Dream when he was North American champion, even when he wasn't sweating it, he took his competition like serious. Like that just like
that's the main roster heel. It's like if they try to act like they're not like afraid.
They should. Yeah. It didn't make any sense.
None of the interviews make any sense.
Nope. Then they do the Smackdown Going to Fox ad. I thought that was quite good, where they like translated it into like people outside of wrestling acting like the wrestlers. That was cool.
It's gonna be interesting when it goes to Fox.
Then we had the red flag that should have shown us how this show was gonna go. I want to make sure everyone. This was on the Kickoff Show. AJ Styles a year ago was the WWE champion, like the semi-main event, and he's on the Kickoff Show. Everyone's going to say, well, it's really not that big a deal, but that just shows you that if you're a world champion, that the titles basically don't matter. Like,
Oh, yeah.
AJ Styles should never be wrestling on a Kickoff Show. And I'm starting to, maybe this is like, if you're in the 205 Live, like, weight limit, you're, like, destined not to get on the main show. Because who's Cedric Alexander. AJ Styles was with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, but he just asked him to go backstage, but I didn't know that was going to happen when I took these notes. So, you gotta give me a break here.
You're not getting any breaks.
So then, Cedric, it was in his home. I should have known. Even though I picked him to lose, if I remember that it was in Cedric's hometown, that would have been the reason I would have picked Cedric to lose.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Cedric gets get in, and then he just gets laid out with the Styles Clash on the floor out of nowhere, and you're like, what's going on here? And that's when the match kind of went downhill because Cedric got a
squash
after this. And AJ Styles just beats him with a phenomenal forearm. Like, what's going on here? And then afterwards, he gets beat up by the OC. And, Cedric just looked like an absolute geek in this match.
And guess who called for his burial that night?
I'm going to guess it's FKM.
Yep, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yep.
He called for his burial that night. For a strange reason.
This match never really got going because, like, how can these two have a proper match? It was less than 5 minutes. So
it was exactly 4 minutes and 55 seconds.
2 1/4.
I agree. I mean, like, this is just so frustrating because, first of all, both these matches shouldn't have been on the pre-show.
Nope.
Absolutely not. And the fact that Cedric started out like a house on fire.
Yeah.
And he hit like a couple of pins in a row in the beginning. That should have like shown something.
Yeah.
Like that he wasn't gonna win. Usually you don't win the match if you start off the match really like on fire, hitting all your big moves, and then go for the pin. Within the first 20 seconds, you're not gonna win the match.
I knew something was amiss once Styles hit a Styles glass on the floor, I'm like, yeah, this match is probably gonna end soon.
I think he had like a handspring into Gary too. Alexander did.
Yeah.
But like that was like the only offense he got in besides that flurry at the beginning.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was like 4 minutes of domination by AJ.
Yeah. Not good.
And the one thing that infuriated me the most was, where was the Viking Raiders?
Yeah.
Where were they? Gallows and Anderson came back out and they started beating the crap out of them. And I'm like, hello, Vikings, where are you? Did they forget already? Did they already forget they were feuding?
Maybe they're doing Viking things.
Did they already forget they existed again for the third time?
Yeah. Then I did laugh. I don't know if you saw the interview that AJ Styles did afterwards, where he like rebels and beating Cedric Alexander. And afterwards, he basically implies that he's a mother lover. He wants to date every. Which is weird because he has a wife at home, and he's like asking. He's like, because Sarah Schreiber was the one interviewing him, and
of course,
Pamela. He's asking because I guess her mom's name is Pamela, and he's like trying to get, I don't know, to have sex with Pamela. I actually turned this into a gimmick just for comedy purposes, where AJ Styles just wants to have sex with all the wrestlers' moms.
Oh my God,
that would be awesome.
That reminds me of I was watching a lot of 2003 Raw recently, and Eric Bischoff was in that stage where he like big-breasted older women.
Oh yeah, right. Then Cedric Alexander did a promo addressing his disappointment, and his promo just like he came off such a geek in that promo. Like it's like, I let everybody down, and he was just so depressed. Like.
Well, he lost in his hometown. He should be depressed.
I don't know why he's so depressed. Like, that's what happens if you're on the main roster. You're not winning in your hometown, so get over it. Then we had the show. We had Corey Graves, Michael Cole, and Renee Young on commentary for all the Raw matches again, and then Tom Phillips, Corey Graves, and Byron Saxton on commentary for all the SmackDown matches. So there you go. We had the intro package. It was good. I don't remember it, but it was good.
I don't remember it all, actually.
Then we had the Raw Tag Team Championship match. By the way, we might get cut off like in a few minutes because I don't know if we'd be going an hour or not, but I don't care.
I don't think we have been, so.
I know it's coming, though, so I'm just keeping it. So, yeah, we had the Raw Tag Team Championship match. It was Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman defended against Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. This was just a typical Raw Tag Team title match. What made me also is they really, other than that like bump, they really didn't do anything to like bring the tension of like the main event for the Universal like title match. Like no one turned on each other. Nobody.
Well, technically Braun kind of did, but in a way, not really. But like with that shoulder tackle.
But that's it though. Like
yeah.
And then Robert Roode beats Seth Rollins with the glorious DDT, and gets pinned. Afterwards, they do an interview, and then they do like the photo shoot, whatever. And even though like I'm happy Robert Roode's getting TV time, I'm just gonna keep saying it. This really should have been Gallows and Anderson in the spot. Like they shouldn't have been taken out of this the tag.
100%. Agreed.
And afterwards, Braun Strowman storms off, and when he gets interviewed backstage, he talks about Seth Rollins now is on this losing streak, which doesn't make any sense because he lost like one match in the space. I get so Chris,
that loser, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I guess he's getting down to Travis Banks, Jordan Devlin territory.
The ultimate loser.
Go Kofi now because even though he won, he's a loser too. Like, come on.
They're all losers.
Yeah, except Walter, Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, Pete Dunne, and
Finger Fetish Pete Dunne.
Huh?
Finger Fetish Pete Dunne.
Yep.
Love those fingers. Loves to snap them.
I have a 2.5, but talking about it more, I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2. I just don't like the finish. Like, did they really need to have them drop the titles?
I also don't
Braun's not a champion again.
Yeah.
Like he keeps on having these like short reigns or almost times as champion. Just let him be a fucking tag team champion. Please. Yeah. Please. I beg of you. They're not gonna let it happen though.
No. Becky Lynch gets interviewed. Good stuff. She just talks crap about Sasha Banks, and
it's basically what they've been doing for the past 2 or 3 weeks.
You had to randomly drop in there that her and Seth aren't losing the championships, even though he already did lose a title, so it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's Becky said that he's not a loser. But that's also her fiance too, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. I don't know. It just came up randomly.
It did.
Didn't really need to get brought up. Then we had the SmackDown Women's Championship match. This was the worst match of the weekend. The worst.
Sucked.
When we do our year-end awards for SmackDown, this might take the cake as worst match of the year. Bayley defended against Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair beats her up the whole match. Bayley mounts no offense. She runs into the turnbuckle. It's exposed, and she hits it, and Bayley wins and runs away. It was just didn't make anyone look good. And it just it was just not good.
3 minutes and 45 seconds, I might add.
That was pretty bad. At least Charlotte Flair didn't lose for kicking too much ass. That would have been even worse.
But she lost for dominating.
Yeah.
I didn't dominated the match. Bayley just does one thing and wins, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't like this at all. A star.
A half a star.
Okay. There's a Bayley interview afterwards, but I don't care enough to talk about it.
I forgot there's an interview, other than the fact that she ran out of the arena.
Yeah. Then we had the next match. This was good stuff. With the SmackDown Tag Team title match between Xavier Woods and Big E defended against the Revival. I thought this was quite good stuff. They used the storyline of Xavier Woods where they target his knee throughout the whole match, and Big E has to try to do the best he can to fight them off, but, he can only do so much. He eventually has to tag in Xavier Woods for the hot tag, but, because Xavier Woods is injured, he can't. It's not enough. Big E gets laid out on the floor with the Shattered Machine. Xavier Woods gets laid out with the Shattered Machine, and then he gets the reverse figure 4 by Dawson, I think.
Yeah.
Taps out, and the Revival become the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. I thought this was good. I give it 3 stars, but in terms of an angle and a storyline, it's 3.5. But at the match itself is 3. I thought it made the Revival look so strong. Afterwards, they cut a promo saying, no more pancakes, no more of this joke stuff as tag team champions. You're going to see real manly stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then they say Randy Orton is going to win the WWE title later on in the show, which we'll talk about that probably in a few minutes, maybe in the second Instagram live stream. And then, it was just quite good stuff. I like this. And it was not boring. It was easily one of the things to keep you going for the show. So I liked it. It's good.
I thought, I agree with you on everything. This match is awesome.
Yeah.
I even like the commentary in this match, too, a little bit, where Corey Graves, who's notoriously pro-heel and pro-revival, was questioning why they didn't go for the pin after the Shatter Machine, and instead they went for the reverse figure 4 and won anyway.
Yeah.
But I kind of like that little thing where Corey Graves was questioning why the Revival just didn't go for the pin and try to add insult to injury and inflict more pain.
I was worried because once they didn't go...
I thought that was going to be the finish. I thought Xavier was going to roll him up for the pin or something.
Or Big E was recover and break it up, and then they were going to win. I was worried they weren't winning once they didn't go.
I thought that was going to happen too, but it didn't. But I agree. The match was awesome. Great match. And again, another great match between the Revival and the New Day.
Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross get interviewed. They talk about, this lame storyline where, Nikki Cross apparently is ugly.
Nikki and Mandy's just superior. But she is.
But Nikki Cross isn't ugly, though. Then we see, the boom mic, fall down. And I was like, oh, my gosh, the show's going down. Because I thought it was a technical issue. Really, R-Truth and Carmella disguised as, producers or, cameramen, pretty much. And I guess Alexa Bliss got, pissed off that, R-Truth was taking a spotlight. So she gives away R-Truth's location, which doesn't really make any sense. They should have known where he was because they should know what R-Truth looks like. And all the 24/7 champion contenders, Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder, Heath Slater, and Drake Maverick run after him. Drake Maverick, I just love when he runs after him because he's like, they make it seem like he's not fit to be an athlete, so he gets like out of
or as Brian Zane would call him, the League of Jobbers.
Yep. And this ties into the women's tag title match. Let's talk about that. Women's tag title, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defended against Fire and Desire. I stopped doing the stuff where you like mix wrestlers' theme music together because they did it here and it didn't work.
And they still haven't figured out how to stand.
What, Fire and Desire?
Yeah, because Fire is Sonya Deville and Desire is Mandy Rose, and they keep mixing it up every single time.
Maybe they don't. Maybe it's different every week.
The placement is the same every single week. It says in the Titantron, one side says Fire, the other side says Desire.
And Sonya Deville was wearing like, the lesbian like national like flag or what colors on
the pride flag.
Huh?
The pride flag or the pride tower or whatever.
It was, I guess, nice, but it just, I don't know, it wasn't really needed here. But
he just has to point out that she's a lesbian in every match, pretty much.
We already knew that, though, so they don't need to.
Everyone already knows it anyway. She already came out years ago.
So, I don't know. Can you imagine, though, they reversed it and they had, like, this is just an idea, just to get here, they had Mandy Rose wear it instead. Can you imagine?
No!
People would have been pissed. Came up and did that. Actually, I don't think people would have been pissed. They wouldn't have really known what to do because we would have had those situations where, like, they don't want to say anything because it's, unethical. But like they'd be pissed because it's Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose.
Yeah. This match is filler. The highlight
100%.
Within the match itself, R-Truth runs down, running away from the 24/7 champion contenders, and Alexa Bliss tries to roll him up and win the championship, but he kicks out and everyone leaves. No one cared about the match really.
Everyone just cared about the 24/7 championship.
And it makes me question, like, so what would it? So I guess if Alexa Bliss had won the title and Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville had pinned Alexa Bliss, they would be both women's tag and 24/7 champions.
Yeah, they'd be double champions.
That would be kind of cool. But we're not allowed stuff on this show. So, and guess what? I'm gonna do a rant. That's the only thing we got of the 24/7 championship on this show. Like that was ridiculous.
I technically got a point, even though I lost.
Yeah. I mean, it's really not worthy of a point because, like, the title didn't change hands at all on this show. It's like, I think they wanted to just make the show as boring as possible. So that, like, 24/7 stuff, that's not allowed really on this show.
Super boring. Clash of Champions 2019.
Yeah, too much fun.
Too much fun.
I like this and Nikki Cross maintained when Nikki Cross hit the swinging neck breaker on Mandy Rose, but I didn't care. So
I don't care either. I thought also too, talk about an unnecessary bump from the top rope for Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Like that led into the finish.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so someone who has a history of concussion issues.
Yes.
And injuries in the past. Yeah, let's have her get pulled off the top rope and land on her back, where she almost landed on her friggin' neck.
Yeah.
Like that was just so unnecessary. And then you could see, like, after the fact, like, I know she wasn't concussed, but, like, she looked dazed.
Yeah.
Like, that was very scary. That's not something you should be doing with history of injuries and concussions like that.
Exactly.
I thought that sucked.
Then we had the Intercontinental Championship match. Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura versus The Miz. With Sami Zayn was in the corner of Shinsuke Nakamura. He was in a neck brace because of what happened last Tuesday. And I love his delivery on his promo. He's awesome. He's probably like one of the best mic workers in WWE. The beginning part of the match, he's doing the commentary pretty much since he's the hype man of Shinsuke Nakamura pretty much. It was quite great stuff. I was pissed they cut his mic off because I was just kind of like, that was because then I didn't really care about the match after that. And then the Miz, like,
the reason why.
like there was no point now to do that because he cut his mic off. So, yeah, fine stuff. It's just what I don't like about the match is the dynamic so off because the Miz as a babyface is just not really working, mainly because it's been screwed up so much, and like he just
they're trying to build it back. They're trying to build him back up again, I guess. He didn't win, so what's the point?
Yeah, and he loses with the Kinshasa to the back of the head, but they tie it in like he could have won the match at any point. But Sami Zayn was being like that cockroach that couldn't like stay out of the match. But I liked it. This match really worked. I give it, but you know, it was fine. Nothing like fantastic. I gave it a 2 3/4. But you know,
yeah, I agree. Same thing.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine. It was just a fine match. I have no other.
Yes. Then we have the match that pissed me off probably the most on this show. Raw Women's Championship match. Becky Lynch defending against Sasha Banks. You know everything I said about the Cruiserweight title match? They should have applied here. They should have done a triple threat with Natty and then have Natty take the fall. That way, both women come out looking good. Because, you know, I always say this. It's cool to do these finishes, but they do them so often. It's like, why women in a match if you don't want any of them to win or lose? It's just kind of...
It's so stupid.
So we're here, and the finish is even worse. So Sasha Banks...
It blows my mind.
Midway through the match, brings in a steel chair. She uses it behind the referee's back, hits a Meteora. And now that I've seen Shima's Meteora in AEW, hers looks like crap compared to his. I know you could say it depends on the wrestler, but Sasha Banks should just never do the Meteora again because it just looks like crap. And it's like she doesn't even like really hit you with the knees. It's just Shima, when he does it, he's like, I don't know, like
brutal.
It's brutal. Hers is just like crap. And then, you know, Becky Lynch kicks out, you know, because he goes out and can't win with heel tactics. Becky Lynch gets pissed off. She grabs the chair and she goes to swing at Sasha Banks because she really has nothing to lose since, you know, she's the champion, so she became the title regardless. And Sasha Banks ducks and she hits the referee. In matches, if you hit the referee and they take a bump, that you can basically, you know, ensue out of chaos. The only time you can hit, like, you know, that it doesn't happen is in the video game, but it's a video game, so you have to suspend disbelief.
Yeah.
So then they brawl all over the place, though. The match isn't over at this point, we think. They brawl, you know, up, and Becky Lynch does like the disarm her, like into the railing of the stands, which was cool. They fight into the like concessions area. Becky Lynch doused mustard on her, which I didn't really like that because it's just should have been something brutal like her hitting her with the mustard or like, you know,
just
like
pouring that mustard on her. All that mustard on her. It's so brutal.
Yeah. They fight back to the arena. Well, not the arena, but, you know, ringside. And then at this point, we find out that apparently the match was over like a long ago, and Becky Lynch was disqualified for hitting the official, even though we heard no bell win or any of that.
Nope. Technically, the match is still going on.
Yeah. And then Becky Lynch puts Sasha in the disarmer with the chair, and yeah. Sasha Banks looked absolutely off. Like, she was booked absolutely, like, awful in this match. Like, she was just booked like a geek, and yeah. Becky Lynch, just not good stuff. It was lame.
I didn't mind the brawling part, but what bothered me was the fact that Corey Graves was the one that said the match ended via disqualification.
Yeah.
How does he know already? Even though the ref didn't even do anything.
You're right.
He literally called the match. He was like, before they even went to the crowd, he's like, that's disqualification.
Yeah.
Match is over. The match is officially over now.
Yeah.
Like no, it's not. I'm like, the match isn't over yet.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Like,
when the hell the commentators decide when matches are over?
Take the AEW method, and when it's an important match, show leeway within the match. It's quite.
Yeah.
This
and
match.
That chair shot by Becky Lynch wasn't even like, she barely even hit him.
Yeah.
It seemed worse.
2.5. It turned a 3 3/4 match into a 2.5 star match.
I agree. Actually, it's 2 for me.
Yeah.
I'm dumping it. I'm minus the half. It's a
Okay.
2 for me. That finish is just so lame.
Becky Lynch said she's not, in an interview, said she's not finished with Sasha Banks, which we find out on Raw, but we're going to talk about that in a future date because it's not for this show. We're not talking about anything on Raw this week because the show is not worthy of that.
I think we have like 11 minutes.
We're going to end this part of the Instagram live stream because I have a feeling I'm going to get it cut off.
We have 11 minutes.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to talk about the next 3 matches in 11 minutes.
Everything happens, something happens, over.
We're going to end it off here. If you're watching this YouTube version, you'll be confused, but we're shooting this via Instagram Live because this show isn't worthy of that. So hold on, we'll be right back.
Be doing waving at me. Just accept it.
I didn't mean to. I might have some bad news. I don't know how I'm going to save the other one to my phone, and we might not be able to do it here, but I'm going to try to just record it, and if it's crappy quality, it's crappy quality.
Could you not save it?
No, I couldn't. But we're not redoing this again, so.
You just want to wait and do another day?
No. Well,
they don't want to review the show anyway, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's. I'll try something later though.
Okay.
Okay. Next was Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE title, with Kofi going in as champion, defending his championship. Fine stuff. It's just, still disappointing. The match, nothing really was wrong with it, but it just could have been so much more. I think just like Randy Orton doesn't really give a crap anymore. And then, Kofi Kingston's title reign is kind of just it's been so Kofi Kingston just won. What I hated most about this match is it was so personal. They started out doing, lockups, rest holds, headlocks, and a personal.
That's what you do.
Take advice from Cody versus Shawn Spears. Did they do any rest locks or any of that? Nope.
Yes, they did the whole match.
Actually, I got a better one for you. What was it? There was a match this week on NXT. Oh yeah, I think it. Oh no, NXT Takeover Toronto 2. Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai. I didn't see any walk-ups in that.
The whole match was just rest holds.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston who wins with Trouble in Paradise, and it's just I really want it. I get why they did it SmackDown this week, but I'm still complaining about it. Randy Orton should have won the championship. It would have been interesting. You didn't even need to do what you did this week because Fox would be happy with the ratings probably if Randy Orton became champion. Because it's a household name in the company, and then we could have gotten some nice interesting stuff with Randy Orton and the Revival with like champions and stuff. Because that's just I don't like that. I thought that was the whole purpose of putting the championships on Revival, but I guess not.
I guess so. I guess it wasn't.
They only went to Cloud 9 too. You skipped Cloud's way Cloud 9, so there you go. I know it's a reference, but like this show doesn't deserve to have that type of stuff. Street Profits are backstage. Fun stuff. This was like, they were hyping up the pay-per-view, which I don't know how they did it without like being bored. I should say too, I shut the show off. I couldn't watch it anymore after that WWE title match because I didn't watch the show live because I had stuff to do that day. And, you know, I was very, very close to shutting it off after Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. But then, you know, I was like, okay, Randy Orton's going to become the champion. And then when that didn't happen, I was like, yep, I'm done with this show.
Oh, yeah, I suffered through it.
Yeah, the Street Profits are backstage. Ken Booker comes up. That was awesome because they were talking about the King of the Ring tournament. And it's always nice to see Ken Booker. Angelo Dawkins asked for him to be knighted, and so he can pick up girls at a nightclub. But then Ken Booker breaks into Booker T. He didn't just say that, and then that was that. It's time for all those Street Profits. I think that, you know, these promos, enough's enough. It's time for them to get in the ring and start having matches. But
yep, I agree with that. They should. Absolutely, 1,000% should.
But I don't know what happened. They were supposed to have an NXT Tag Team title match on the premiere episode of NXT, but they didn't happen. I guess they had to. Maybe they, are doing it in a future week, but maybe not. Then we have a no disqualification match: Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan. I've already ranted about this match, so I'm not going to do it again. Eric Rowan won after interference from Luke Harper. Was happy to see Luke Harper. Which we'll get into that because they didn't really explain why they're just together again. But, we'll get into that in a future episode of the show. That's it. Eric Rowan wins. The thing I hated about this match was it was a no DQ match where they basically did no DQ stuff, really.
A no DQ, no DQ match.
Yeah. Like I said, Roman Reigns got no offense, which isn't really believable because he's beaten Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker, and you can't get any offense on Eric Rowan. And it's not like Roman Reigns is a small man, and he's the same size. So I was just, the interference really wasn't even needed. Oh, look, James is here. James, you're gonna have to tell me. I have no way to save these Instagram lives on my phone. I hope we don't have to redo this again because I really don't want to review the show a second time.
I don't want to review it at all.
What else do I want to say? I don't know what else I want to say.
Luke Harper return.
Yeah. The Bludgeon Brothers. Whatever
I like it a lot.
I don't really like it though too because it just seemed like Luke Harper's kind of getting it seemed like Rowan's getting more of the push and Harper's the one that's the background character now, and I don't really like that at all because it should be reversed because Harper's more talented. Or at least it should be equals. But we'll talk about.
They kind of explained it on Smackdown though a little bit.
No, they didn't. They Eric Rowan said, "Go ask Luke Harper," which is basically said they don't have an explanation of why they're together again. It's that WWE where they're too lazy to come up with really a reason. They didn't explain anything. Whatever.
I liked it. I hated the match, but I like that. I like that thing with Luke Harper.
Yeah, it's cool. This match though was Roman Reigns could be just doing so many better things right now, and he's just wasted right now. So this match gets 2 stars.
Yeah. I agree. This was not good.
Seth Rollins interviewed. I don't remember what he said, and I don't care because it's Seth Rollins. He's a hypocrite, so we don't need to talk about him anymore. Then Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins in the main event for the Universal Championship. Good stuff. It just, they kind of did everything that they did in this match and the earlier match. Braun Strowman's moveset we kind of see is very limited because he just doesn't really do that much. He did a nice splash off the top rope. Actually, no, he didn't. He missed the splash off it. No, he did get the splash.
No, he hit it.
And then he, I don't know.
He's very agitated today.
I know, yeah. Because I don't care about this show.
Neither do I.
I really hope I don't have to do this a second time.
I was kind of hoping that you forgot about it, so we didn't have to do it.
I was kind of hoping. I'm just hoping we don't have to, review this show again on Skype and stuff because I want to.
I'd rather not do the show again.
Yeah. What else? Yeah. So, what I'm going to tell you why. It was probably 3 1/4, but there's one thing that pissed me off. SummerSlam, it took Seth Rollins 3 stomps to beat Brock Lesnar. Was it 3 or 4?
I think it was 4.
I thought it was 3.
3, 4. It's all the same.
Here's what I hate. Like, it seemed like he struggled more to beat Braun Strowman than Brock Lesnar, which should be the other way around, kind of. Because, like, Braun Strowman, like, can't even beat Brock Lesnar himself, and Seth Rollins has. Like, it should be reversed.
Yeah.
He brought out the pedigree, which I didn't care about.
They tried to make like a big moment.
Huh?
They tried to make it like a big moment.
Yeah. Why is he pulling that out on Braun Strowman but not Brock Lesnar? Like,
because I guess Braun's bigger.
Brock Lesnar's conquered the streak. He's destroyed John Cena. He's, you know what? I don't even care. I don't care about the show enough to like rant about it. What else? Yeah, Seth Rollins retains. But then, because I don't want to be in a too shitty of a mood, then it gets awesome. We think the show is going to go off the air, but then the lights go out. When they come back on, and they do that whole like thing when like with the Fiend Bray Wyatt shows up, like they play that like distorted like music when he shows up, like the polo music. And we see the Fiend like has Seth Rollins in like the Sister Abigail. He hits the Sister Abigail and he puts him in the mandible claw, and Seth Rollins suffocates to unconsciousness. I almost said to death, but that's not what happened. And then
he died.
The Fiend Bray Wyatt stands tall at the end of the night. And this was awesome stuff. Like, honestly, they should have just had this happen and like Bray Wyatt cause a power outage throughout the storyline wise in the whole show, and we could have just like saved like from being able to watch like most of the show. Like,
they did that the next night.
Huh?
They kind of did that the next night.
We might do another episode after this because I want to like end on a high tone. Like,
I don't.
Huh?
I don't want to end on a high note. I want to end on a bad note.
So yeah, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend Bray Wyatt, it's official now. He's going to face Seth Rollins. They didn't announce it, but we pretty much knew it was going to be in Hell in a Cell, at Hell in a Cell. But I love this. This was a great way to end the show. And we'll talk about it now. A lot of people are like debated whether it's too early or not for the Fiend Bray Wyatt to win the WWE Universal Championship. We've talked about it ourselves. We said originally it was too soon. However, this gimmick is money. This gimmick like taking off, and it's like, I feel like they should strike while the iron is hot. Bray Wyatt. The biggest example I could come up with is Kevin Owens. When Kevin Owens showed up in NXT, he immediately won the NXT Championship. I don't, you could say it's too soon because the thing I worry is once he gets the title, what's going to happen then? Because, it kind of, he'll have to be on. I hope they kind of keep his character like the same, like where he's not featured, like where he's not on, like not the Brock Lesnar, like where he's like never on, but like, they keep him like in the Firefly Funhouse, not really wrestling on TV because that's really what's working for him right now. We're not overexposed to Bray Wyatt really right now. So
yeah, which is good.
And the Fiend Bray Wyatt going after the Universal Championship. The Universal, and with AEW, I mean, even though the NXT is the one competing against it, but with football coming back, I think the Fiend Bray Wyatt. I mean, obviously, the football people are going to watch football. But I think the Fiend Bray Wyatt, maybe they'll say, you know what, I don't really like what's happening in football. Let's go see what's going on with the Fiend Bray Wyatt. It's just awesome stuff.
Money. It's a money gimmick.
Yeah, it's money. I love this. I thought this was a great way to end the show. I really wish, and then the show just goes off the air. We didn't get any commentary. We didn't get any of that at the end of the Clash of Champions. So I like that. But the match between Braun Strowman and Seth Rollins was 3 stars. It would have been 3 1/4. I'll tell you why it also pisses me off, because it's WWE dropping the ball again with Braun Strowman. it just really wasn't beneficial for Braun Strowman or Seth Rollins to be in this match. Like I said, they should have done like somebody else, maybe like a triple threat and thrown AJ Styles in there, because AJ Styles can take the fall and it's not going to hurt him that much. And it would probably hurt a little bit, but not as much as like Braun Strowman, really. So, but anyhow, that was Clash of Champions. As you can tell, my letter grade for the show isn't going to be very high. The only things I liked on this show, honestly, you know what the funny thing is? Like, nothing really on this show, I guess, like, was as bad as, like, Battleground 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Battleground 2017, it wasn't as bad as Crown Jewel. It wasn't as bad as King of the Ring 95. But I'm going to say this. While those shows were bad, I mean, they were never, like, boring. Like, you can, like, watch those shows, and like ECW One Night Stand 2006, as an example. You could, like, you watch those shows, and you'll kind of get, like, some comedic relief. Like, how can they be this stupid from those shows? No, with this show, it's just boring. Like, it's like they showed up at the office, and the writers themselves were, like, just bored that day, and they just wrote a boring show. Like, you can't tell me the writers had fun writing this show. I wouldn't have had fun. I couldn't even review this show. If I wrote this show, I would have, honestly, I don't even think we would have had a show Sunday. I would have fallen asleep, like, this show. Like, can you imagine, like, because obviously they probably, like, don't type these shows out. They probably, like, have it in their heads, and they have, like, someone, like, type them out. Like, whoever, like, had to type this on their computer, I'm surprised they probably had to drink, like, five-hour energies, 23 coffees, and, I don't know, 23 energy drinks to stay awake and watch this show.
Maybe did.
It's right now. If you miss this show, don't watch it. You really won't get anything out of it. I can literally list like a ton of more fun stuff you could be doing. You could build bricks outside. You could watch grass grow. You could paint your house and watch it dry.
The whole house?
You know, what else can I talk about? Yeah, could I don't know, climb a tree.
James, he's lost his mind, I think.
I really hope I can get this uploaded. But what else could you do other than, like, I don't know, vacuum? I'm just trying to
Vacuum?
I'm just trying
What's
to
entertaining to you, vacuum?
I'm just trying to think of, like, the most
really like to vacuum.
I'm just trying to think of, like, the most boring things ever that you could be doing, and they'd be more fun than this show. Honestly, you could watch Battleground 2017, and it would be more fun.
No, don't you dare mention that show.
It's not, so I'm giving this show.
Everyone would be hanging themselves if they had to rewatch that show again.
James actually came up with one. Going to a 3-hour class lecture. I don't know if he actually is doing that now. If that's just one thing he's saying.
3-hour class lecture. I'd rather kill myself.
What would you rather do? Go to a 3-hour class lecture and watch the show?
Watch the show.
Well, it depends what class lecture's about. So,
what if it's about just nothing? You sit there and it's nothing. You just stare at a blank whiteboard for 3 hours.
Well, at least you don't have to pay attention to it. You can, like, think about other things. This year to watch.
You have to stare at that whiteboard.
But anyhow, let's do the letter grades and then the percentage of that letter grade within the show. Only things I liked were the Cruiserweight Championship match, the Smackdown Tag Team title match, and the Fiend. I can't even say the main event. Well, I gave it 3 stars. The main event just wasn't interesting enough to really, like, it's good, but it just could have been, like, much more. I'm gonna give it, because of Bray Wyatt too, a D+, and I'm gonna give it a 65.
I'll give it a. I'm gonna give it a C-. I give it a 70.
Okay, you like it better than me, so.
Yeah, it's so boring as fuck, though. I can't deny it's boring.
Yeah. James is adding people to the call, but not the call, but the Skype, whatever. I don't know.
Over.
Let me read his comments before.
I don't want to use my imagination. I just want to stare at that goddamn blank whiteboard.
So James had said hi first, and then he said it's me because he had, even though we know it's him because he.
Like we forgot who he was.
95. I'm really not going to know who that is, Chris. So, and then he will. Oh
Especially with that picture too. How could you miss it?
I think he's saying that because of
It's me. It's DDP.
Huh?
It's me. It's DDP.
And then James Hebert says, even though I've shit on it, it's honestly the best storyline WWE has done. They fucked this up and decide to not give him the title. They are all dumb. I'm going to say this right now. If they don't give Bray Wyatt the title, I'm not watching WWE until the Royal Rumble. Because that would be stupid. That would be because they wouldn't deserve it by then. And you could say, well, we're going to watch AEW. I'll have AEW to watch. I won't watch the main
paint dry.
Huh?
You have paint to watch dry.
I got grass to watch grow. I can build bricks.
Vacuum.
All day, just vacuum. James had a heart attack doing this, but I don't think he legitimately had a heart attack. He just, it's a figure of speech. And then he also laughed at vacuum. So there you go. I already read that one. James says I'm just watching you, LOL. So I don't know if that was supposed to be like a shot, like he was bored of this too. And then he said, use your imagination when you stare at the whiteboard, LOL. You just read
they did do a thing on WWE TV where they watched paint dry.
Yeah, didn't Jeff Hardy watch paint dry?
Like 2007 or something like that.
It was more interesting than Johnny Nitro. So that means Johnny Nitro is more interesting than this show. And then he says paint dry is better than a main roster promo. I want to get the answer from James first. Is there a way I can, because I can't save this to my phone, is there a way I can record this like later without the comments? Because like some people that commented, I want to get that answer now before we end this, because you may end this off.
I'm gonna edit before you get your answer.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I would recommend this show to people who are insomniacs because it puts people to sleep. I believe that's the right term for it. I don't know because the show it kills brain cells too. I think I have a way I can do this. I have a phone app. I don't know if I still have it, but. Hello?
Hey.
Hey, this is why I also wanted to do it this way because I didn't want to I wanted to have crappy connection.
Okay, where? Okay.
I have a way. I think I have a way I can do this without the comments.
Yeah.
I mean that's best too because I didn't even have you get situated. I hope you're sideways on like everyone else's end. That would be awesome.
I hope so too because I could have just flipped it, but I refused to.
I told you not to too. So.
Well, we're discombobulated.
Yeah. All right, so let's do the plugs.
Catch me in the wrestling rundown. Whenever the fuck I'm on next, don't know.
Well, tonight would be doing 205 Live with you in NXT, and you'll get more of you'll get more fun. I'll be more.
If you need the socials, just look in the description box.
Yeah.
Not here. On the YouTube page, Wrestling Fortune 44. Just plugged it for you anyway.
Yeah, it should.
Inventive conversation.
If you're on Instagram, it should be up there somewhere. So I'm done.
And the last one, I think, or probably not now. Maybe. Who cares?
Talking about this show, like I want to go take a nap right now. I slept till 11 o'clock, so I have no right to do that. You know what?
I've literally been up for a couple hours.
Huh?
You've literally been up for a couple of hours.
Yeah. 3 hours. You know, I'm gonna pull a James. This is what I think of this show. I'm not gonna throw it on the floor because I don't want to, because I'll have to clean it up. So
throw it on the floor. Do it. I want to see it on the floor.
This is the other part. I should actually write Bray Wyatt promo and not rip that part up. But it's too late. It's already ripped. This show's over. WWE, if you want me to care, produce better shows than what you did Sunday night. Because that was just boring as hell. So this,
painful.
I think once I hit end, I won't see you anymore. So I guess have a good day, Chris.
We'll have a fantastic day.
Yep, that's a nice.
Are you coming over tomorrow?
Oh yeah, tomorrow's your party. Yep.
All right, then I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yep. Maybe try to do the retro, but if you're having a party, it's probably not the best idea.
Probably after. Maybe.
Look at this. James is still commenting, but I don't want to end this. So I'll read this one because it's funny. Toxic Aftershock Corner Part 2, Electric Boo. I don't know what Electric Boo means, but I think that's what he wants me to call this video. Please, I hope I can record this somehow and save it to my phone. So
if not, who gives a shit?
I'm done. All right, see you tomorrow, Chris.
All right, see you tomorrow. End it. Please, save us all.